Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. Now, we're also covering the UN. I'll get to that in a moment. But in the run-up to tomorrow's Sean Combs hearing, the judges had some questions. And they're interesting questions in the sense that they imply that if these encounters with Cassie and Jane were all filmed, maybe the First Amendment applies to all of it. It's an argument that's been advanced by the defense, and he's asked the government to come ready to respond. Now, so people have been asking me online whether, he could just be released at the hearing tomorrow. The hearing tomorrow is not the sentencing. It's a hearing on his motion for acquittal or a new trial. Now, somebody did point out, and it's not a bad point out, if he's acquitted, if Judge Subramanian says he's acquitted, could he just walk out of the court? I think it's highly unlikely that Subramanian will rule. I don't want to again be predicting how he's going to rule. I will say that most motions for acquittal or a new trial are denied, the vast majority, but not all. Not all. Judge Lyman, I think, granted one, at least as to some counts. Actually, Subramanian did himself, so he can do it. He can do it. But I think often in this kind of a thing, there's been so much paperwork. It looks better for the judge not to rule from the bench, but to say, I'll take it under advisement, and then to issue something in writing. So for those, and I reported last night that there are actually some tents already to the side of the courthouse where people were getting ready. They started on Tuesday to get in on Thursday. What they'll do for the sentencing, I don't say. We'll just have to see. So also, let me see, on the Mangione front, Karen Friedman-Agnifilo wrote in complaining about things that Trump said, and saying the DOJ was told not to prejudice the jury pool. Speaking of, now I need to transition over, I think, except to say that Michelle Bond's hearing, the FTX guilty plea deal, has been put off, or at least the lawyer for Michelle Bond, regarding whom we may have more, has asked to have it postponed along with the government. So it probably is postponed. Now I want to get to this UN. Oh, finally one more on the court. The court's incredible. La Luz del Mundo Church. Nasty business. They called him Mr. Garcia. He's been brought to New York. He's in the MDC. He was arraigned yesterday in front of Judge Preska. We live tweeted it. We're going to be covering that nasty case. Now, of course, there are defenders of the church. I've received all kinds of responses online, but so let's just see. We'll cover it. Let's get to the UN. We're not going to do the escalator gate, where the spokesman Stefan Dujarric put out this lengthy statement. We're not going to do the video that we showed there, where Guterres cravenly delivered comments and then redid it again for the press. Totally duplicitous. Banning the press, but you've heard that before. I want to get into something we actually have a story, even while banned from the UN. We covered late last night, Japan's Prime Minister Ishiba speaking to an almost entirely empty GA hall. And not only was the hall empty, but his own diplomats were sleeping. We took a photo, put it online. A lot of responses from Japan. Foreign Minister Iwaya appears to have his eyes closed. So we have, hours ago, written to the Japanese mission, who we've previously written to. We've written to them this time simply asking for their explanation and comment. Very polite, very polite. And we're willing to publish what they do. You'd think they'd want to do it. They might think, who's Inner City Press? But this has been picked up in Japan. One of the questions is why the Japanese media themselves didn't pick it up. But you can find that online, and we're going to have another story when they do answer. Now look, before I go in, you'll see here behind me, we'll do it from a distance, right down there. If you blow this up somehow, you'll see that there's already the tents for the Diddy Fest. But we're going in to cover the courts, and we'll be covering more UN today. To be continued.